Good evening, everyone. I'm Ian Lindsay, a friend and supporter of the Lansu Chinese Garden, and it is my great privilege to get to be your host for tonight's Under the Moonlight virtual gala. Thank you all so much for joining us to uplift Chinese culture and to celebrate the traditional Mid-Autumn Festival. We've got a very exciting program coming your way at 5:30 Pacific time. Right now is a good time to be joining us in the chat, and so many people already are. And Helen, yes, I know, really, the videos are fantastic. And Chris says that there are so many tigers in her life, including her daughter. Chris, that's good to know. And there are so many people who are joining us all together to support. So please join us right now in the chat and be with everyone. Hi, Gina, it's so nice to see you. Also, if you want to tell us maybe where you are tuning in from, hi Helen, nice to see you too. We'd love to know where people are tuning in from around Portland or our greater region or beyond. If you're tuning in, please let us know. Oh, that's Helen, you're making me blush. If you run into any technical issues tonight, please call or text our tech support line at 503-564-3044. We can help you with the stream or with texting if you want to join us. Our team is here to help. And finally, if you'd like to use captions in English or simplified Chinese for this event, simply click the button below that says Show Captions. And now, please take this time to get settled. Watch this special video collage that we've put together. Make sure you have some delicious things to eat and drink as we celebrate all together. And make sure you look out for the trivia. So Darcy, thanks for coming all the way from Sun River. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome, we're so glad you're here. Hello everyone. I am so happy that you could all join us for tonight's Under the Moonlight Virtual Gala. I'm Ian Lindsay, your host for this evening, and we are so glad that you are here to support the Lansu Chinese Garden and to celebrate tonight's Mid-Autumn Festival with us. We have a great program for you starting at 5:30 Pacific time, which is very soon. So please say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat. And we saw that people were coming in from all over the country and further. And Jane DeMarco is here, and Rebecca and Helen. So many people are in the chat, and please come and be with friends in the chat. We would love to have you there with us. Hello, Rain. If you run into any technical difficulties or issues this evening, if you need any party support, please call or text our technical support line. Our party helpers are waiting at 503-564-3044. Our team is here to help. Also, I want to remind you that we have captions in English and simplified Chinese available for this event. To view them, click the button below that says, helpfully show captions, and that will come up for you. Before we get started, we have a wonderful video collage. I encourage you to find delicious things to eat or drink and to be with us all talking. Jane, that's very kind of you. Everybody's trying to make me blush, but it's very nice, Jane. Thank you, and it's so great to see you. So please be ready, be settled. We will all be together as we begin in just a few minutes. Welcome to our Mid-Autumn Festival, and thank you for being here to support the Lansu Chinese Garden. See you in just a moment. Welcome everyone to our Under the Moonlight event in celebration of our beloved Lansu Chinese Garden, and tonight the traditional Mid-Autumn Festival. And what better way to celebrate than by gathering all together as we have. I'm Ian Lindsay, your host this evening. It is my great pleasure to be here on this beautiful, balmy Portland night. And if you aren't close by in Portland, we're having a beautiful, balmy night, I have to tell you. We have had this event on evenings when showers suddenly arrived, and now we're doing it virtually. And I have so enjoyed this annual event over the past many years, and I really feel fortunate to live in this beautiful place just minutes away from the Lansu Chinese Garden, a place of such deep beauty, joy, and cultural richness. And Jane, yes, to board members past and present, welcome. We are so happy that you could join us, that everyone could join us to support this important cultural resource in our community. Thank you for being here. And this is the night we celebrate reunions and resilience. So let's travel through Lansu's journey in the past year. Step into the gardens as I'm halfway into the garden right now, and celebrate how far we've all come together, all of us together. But first, I want to start off with a shared moment of acknowledgement. We believe in consciously and actively advocating for diversity, equity, and inclusion for all individuals and groups. Our region and the beautiful Lansu Chinese Garden is on land once belonging to the native tribes of our state. Present-day Portland is located on the traditional village sites of the Multnomah, Wasco, Cowlitz, Cathlamet, Clackamas, bands of Chinook, Tualatin Kalapuya, Malala, and many other tribes who made their homes along the Columbia and Willamette rivers. We acknowledge that and honor the rich and valued indigenous culture of our native tribes. One of the things that makes the history of this space and our entire region so special. And I begin with this in hopes that acknowledgement brings about respect and change in how we support our tribal communities in our area. So thank you all for joining me in that acknowledgement. And welcome again, everyone. I can see many people are joining us in the chat. Gloria, I know that purple wisteria is pretty amazing, so beautiful. If at any point during our program you run into technical issues, if you need party support this evening, please call or text our tech party support line. I know it says tech support, but it's a party, so they're party supporters as well. You can call them at 503-564-3044, and our team is here to help. And also a reminder that if you'd like to use captions in English or simplified Chinese for this event, simply click the button below that says Show Captions, and you'll have the option of either of those two languages. And because we are virtual, of course, we'd love for you to say hello in the chat, and people are already doing it, and connect with each other. Thank you, Chris. You are so kind. Chris, Adrian, and Bernadette, thank you. Oh, yes. Well, and thank you for being part of that acknowledgement as well. Gloria, welcome. Please join us. There is so much to celebrate tonight. And I also want to acknowledge that it has been a tough year. Even though we celebrate tonight, our world and those in our community have faced and continue to face racism and cruel acts of injustice. And that's why it's important for all of us to be here together now. Some of you may have seen the note that came from Elizabeth just yesterday, talking about how we at the Garden are addressing these issues head on. And so as we are in reunion with one another, in honor of resiliency, in an act of advocacy, and in celebration of the incredible traditions of Chinese culture and heritage, so we welcome you. And graciously thank you again all for joining us. It is now my great privilege, and I want to introduce our board president, Raymond Chang, and vice president, Chris Nickerson, to tell us more about the heart of why we're here. Welcome to the Garden.
Hi, my name is Raymond Chang. I'm the president of the board for the Lansu Chinese Garden.
And I'm Chris Nickerson, and I also serve on the board with Raymond as the vice president.
On behalf of Lansu Board of Directors, we want to thank you for your support to Lansu Chinese Garden. Today is not only our annual Under the Moonlight fundraiser, but it's also happened to be the Mid-Autumn Festival. Traditionally, the Mid-Autumn Festival, or 中秋节, 中秋节, is a major Chinese festival of the year. The festival falls on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month, and it is the holiday of reunion. On this day, the family gather around a big round table, share a big meal and mooncake, light up the lanterns, and enjoy the view of the full moon.
Raymond, that reminds me of one of the themes for tonight's Under the Moonlight fundraiser, which is the idea of a reunion or coming together. You know, it's been a long year with the pandemic and all of our homeschooling, all of the Zoom calls, all of the little bubbles we lived in. And so for the board of directors, this idea of reunion is especially meaningful. So to all of the stewards of the garden, the community, the family, and our friends, we welcome you back to this beautiful place we call Lansu.
That's right, Chris. In addition to being a beautiful garden, Lansu is also a non-profit organization, an inspiring educational platform, and a cultural backdrop for local Chinese, Asian, American, and Pacific Islander community. So, reunion at Lansu has many meanings for the people of Lansu. Let's hear from them.
A reunion at Lansu to me is welcoming the lotus back.
Reunion at Lansu to me means tea.
Reunion at Lansu for us is sharing the garden with our family.
Coming back to Lansu is being reunited with my happy place.
兰书团聚，让我们庆祝我们的文化。
Reunion at Lansu means reconnecting with people and having you come back to visit, enjoy all those special places that you remember. And besides, the fish miss you.
The garden truly is incredibly enriching, and thank you, Raymond and Chris, for that heartwarming introduction. Lansu, in all its beauty and wonder, is more than just a botanical garden. It's a powerful and inspiring experience based on a 2,000-year-old Chinese tradition that melds art and architecture and design and nature, all balanced into the perfect harmony that many of us have experienced at the garden. And if you haven't, it's time to come very soon. So we'd like to learn more about the elements that make up our beloved Chinese garden. Suzanne, I agree with you. So beautiful. And thank you so much for sharing with us. It's so important to understand what it means to be part of and experience the garden. And one of the greatest virtues of the garden is bringing community together. Lansu has built a resilient community, all of you who are with us, with so much to look forward to. And one of the most important parts of gathering tonight is honoring this journey and celebrating our reunification with one another, especially after this past year. So we are so happy to be reunited with you here and for the days to come. It is my honor now to introduce a key member of our community who many of you know very well. Our Executive Director, Elizabeth Nye. I welcome you to the virtual stage to reflect on this past year and to look forward to the hopes and dreams of our future together. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Nye. I'm the Executive Director of Lansu Chinese Garden. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for Under the Moonlight 2021. Unlike many old friends of the garden, my journey at Lansu began only 1 year ago, almost to the date. But when your first year on the job is 2020, it's destined to be a memorable one. From redefining Lansu operations during a pandemic, to taking a formal stand in the #StopAAPI movement, to managing the garden through extreme heat and historic wildfires, this past year was nothing short of an extraordinary experience for the staff, the board, and the volunteers. I am incredibly proud of what the garden team has accomplished together. Which brings us to the other theme of this year's event, resilience. During this past year, we witnessed how the community came together to invest in the garden's future and get us through the most challenging times. Because of your support, we persevered. Because of your support, we were inspired to think outside the box and adapt. Because of your support, we took the steps to start evolving as an organization. Lansu is turning 21 this month. And just like a young adult, the garden is on a journey to listen, to explore, and to engage the world around it. There is so much exciting potential in this wonderland we work for. Your support in any shape or form helps turn that potential into reality. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and celebrating this moment with us.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for your work, for your leadership, and your vision. This work is so enriching, and we are so excited for the future to come. We're so honored now to bring Jennifer Lee to share her heartwarming experience of what it means to be part of the garden community. Welcome, Jennifer.
So my name is Jennifer Lee. I am the daughter of Meihua Frances Lee, or as she's often known as Frances, in the garden. She was involved with the creation, development, and the construction of the garden. She became part of the first class of docents. She'd give 2 tours every Friday, and she'd also volunteer at events. She would provide demonstrations for painting and calligraphy. She painted the panels that go up in the lanterns in the garden. She definitely is fully enmeshed in the garden when she was around. And she brought myself and my father along to the journey. It's really hard for me to kind of succinctly explain my mom because I think she was a lot of things. A large portion of her life, I think, can be summed up with that she loved beauty. She loved all things that were beautiful. She loved it in art, in music, and culture, in people. She just sought it out everywhere. And it wasn't just looking for it. She liked to create it. So she would sew her own clothes, or she would make her own ornaments and jewelry and other crafts. She painted. A big part of her life was painting. She was trained traditionally in Chinese watercolors, learning with masters who specialized in flowers and landscapes and even bamboo. Just had all different kinds of things, and she practiced it again, expanding that ability to create beauty and art. She went into not just her traditional watercolors, but her oils and acrylics and painting on fans and paintings on ceramics and just going into all different mediums, as many as she could. She loved to travel. She loved to see things and do things and learn things. She loved to experience things. Another thing that my mother was passionate about was her family and children. She really enjoyed, when we were growing up, always being with us, always interacting and playing with us. After we grew up, she did that with her grandkids. When my brother and I were younger, she was always volunteering with the school, bringing art to the kids, doing events and programs at the cultural centers, teaching at various schools, Chinese school, public school, even the community college. She branched out. She continued teaching as well as getting involved with the Portland Suzhou Sister City Association, the PSSCA. She was a board member as well as a volunteer, like the Northwest China Council. She supported that as well. She supported some of the other Asian American groups. Portland is really great for Chinese American activities. It's probably the place that we found that has the most of that. So it was really special to have landed here for my mom. I believe it was just a way for her to reconnect. Anytime we had friends come in from town, she always brought them to the garden. And anybody she met new in Portland, she would always say, "Have you been to the garden?" And if they'd say no, she said, "Well, come on Fridays and I'll give you a tour." So she was always talking about the garden and trying to bring more people to it. Bringing it back around to the theme of resilience, just really a reminder to everyone during these times with COVID and all the things that are going around with the world that we always have challenges, but we can make it through if we just, stick to it, and we can help each other through it. And then going to reunion, I think that's just something to look forward to. The garden was able to reopen, so we were able to come back. My mother, before she passed, was able to come see the garden twice after it reopened. And so, just that joy, I think, is all the more sweeter for having to have waited for that to be around and to be back in our lives. And so I would just say, hang in there. And I think we will eventually see each other, and we'll see each other soon in some way or another.
Thank you so much for sharing your mother and your story, your mother Francis's story with us, Jennifer. We're so grateful. And as Michelle just mentioned in the chat, she left a lasting legacy for us all. And friends of Lan Xu, we are now at this special moment in our program where it's my great privilege to ask you to give with your heart first so that we can keep this beautiful, special place thriving. And if you are able to scroll down below to the donation window and make a gift right there, we would be so grateful. Or you can text Lan Xu, all one word, LANSU, to the number 44321. And if you do text Lan Xu to 44321, you'll receive a text message back with a secure link to make a donation to the Lan Xu Chinese Garden. And we're going to walk through a few different giving levels together, but please give any dollar amount that's meaningful to you at any moment that you'd like. Every gift is so graciously received. And if by any chance you run into any technical difficulties or you need help in making a contribution to the garden, remember that you can reach out to our tech support by calling 503-564-3044. And specifically, I'll just point out that sometimes people are hoping to give things that are not exactly, that are not money. Like maybe you'd like to contribute, a valuable piece of property to the garden or a large boat or something else. And if you call, we can help make any contribution possible. And we are so grateful to all of you who are giving, and you can see people are already helping us in so many ways. So thank you, like Anna is helping us and Lori. And to start off, we have some incredible leadership gifts that we have to acknowledge because so much generosity has been coming in. we want to begin by thanking an anonymous donor who has helped us with a gift of $6,000 in memory of Mickey Nato. Thank you so very, very much. And Lynn Naughton, thank you for your generosity at $1,500. We are so grateful. And the Halton Foundation at $2,000. Thank you. And Linda and Christine Chin, $2,500. We are so grateful in memory of Francis Chin. And Sherilyn Raymond, thank you for your amazing generosity, $1,500. You can see all of these things happening, and we are so far along the way towards our goal of raising over $100,000 with all of this generosity. We are so grateful. And I do want to pause and tell you that our first official level, although just a reminder, you can give any and all amounts at any and all times, and in fact, you can give every and all amount at every time if you are so inclined. But we want to mention that $1,000 is a really great possibility, and we actually have something very special at $1,000. We have to thank Ann Nato Campbell, because Ann Nato Campbell has offered to match the first 25 gifts of $1,000 or more, which means that if 25 of you can help us with $1,000, then Ann Nato Campbell will help us with $25,000 for a total of $50,000. So if you're able to help us, we would be so grateful. And just a reminder that you can make that donation of $1,000 right on your screen, or you can text Lansu to 44321 and you'll be able to do it that way. So all gifts are welcome, but $1,000 right now would be particularly welcome because of Ann Nato Campbell's awesome opportunity for us. And I have to thank some incredible people who are helping us at the $1,000 level because it does help to maintain the garden it's much more than nourishing the grounds. It provides the culturally significant programming for everyone to experience and learn. It keeps the tea house operational, the ponds clean, the koi healthy, and all of those little things that make the garden the amazing place it is. So every gift is welcome, but if you can help us with $1,000 right now, your garden can be sustained for years and years to come. $1,000 and every gift, but $1,000 particularly. And there's one other way to incentivize you, which is that anyone who's able to help us with $1,000 or more will automatically become a donor in the Scholar Society, which is a diverse group of generous and supporters who believe in the mission of the Lansu Garden. So Soren, thank you so much. We are so grateful for your generosity. And also, our board member, Hong Motz, we are so grateful, Hong. And our board member, Dawn Jackson, thank you in memory of Cynthia Jackson. We are so grateful. And an anonymous person is helping us with $1,000. Whoa, they are just coming in fast. And Magnus and Carrie LLP, thank you for your support of the Lansu Chinese Garden. And Northwest Orchids, which is our board member, Wendy Tanada's business. Thank you so much to Northwest Orchids and Wendy Tanada, which means that all of those gifts are being matched by Ann Nato Campbell. So that's a whole bunch of $5,000. That's $5,000 being matched, and we're so grateful. And there are more gifts that are coming in. So to Chubb Insurance, thank you. And Kayleen Farley, thank you so very much. James and Joyce DeBoer, thank you. Walter Lander and Kit Tong Ing, we're so grateful. Oh my goodness, we're well on the way towards over $70,000. You are so grateful. Marsh Hieronymus, thank you. And Ann Nato Campbell is matching all of those, which means that really great things are happening. We are so, Gloria, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. We are so grateful. And Elizabeth Nye, our executive director. Elizabeth, oh my goodness. We are overwhelmed with your generosity and we are going very far. Okay, so that's 10, which means we need a few more in order to make it all the way to our goal, but more are coming. So Karen and Barton Whalen, thank you. Our longtime volunteers, we're so grateful. Laura Schlafly, thank you. Mina Rao, oh my goodness. Mina, thank you so much. And Raymond Chang, our board president, thank you so much for your generosity, Raymond, and for your words earlier. We're so grateful. Al Didier and Sherry Holly, thank you so much. Wow, we're over $80,000. This is incredible. So much incredible generosity. Okay, so that means, if the math is right, that means there are 5 more gifts that could be matched. Oh, and an anonymous gift is coming in at $1,000. We're so grateful. Thank you so much. And Philip Kalberer, thank you for your generosity. And Dennis Fritz, wow. Okay, so that means what, there's 2 more? There are 2 more possibilities. Okay, only a few more. If you would like to take Ann Nato Campbell up on her generous opportunity, now is a time not to hesitate, but also we're going to keep moving forward because amazing things are continuing to happen. And I can see Rose, thank you, and Jack, thank you, and Carol, thank you, and Adrian and Bernadette, oh, so much. Gloria Lee, thank you so very, very much. Okay. I have to keep moving forward. I mean, I love all of you so much, but I have to tell you about our next level, which is $500. And if you're able to help us with a gift of $500 tonight in support of the Lansu Chinese Garden, please go ahead and use, oh, Jennifer, thank you. Yes, that will be, okay, Jennifer, that will be matched. Yes, you are one of our gifts. We really appreciate it. That means there's only 2 remaining. Okay, but I have to tell you about $500. Yes, and Lisa, oh, yes, thanks to your mom. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to say. If you help us with $500, you can do it right on that page. And also remember, you can text Lansu, one word, to 44321. And you will receive a text message back. So there's only 1 match remaining at $1,000. I just want to point that out. Or, okay, yeah. So if you want to do it, now's your chance. Oh, no, there's 2. Oh, there's even 2. So 1 extra person can do it. That's great. There's also one other incentive if you can help us at $500, which is that everyone giving tonight at $500 or above will be invited to the donor lantern viewing during Chinese New Year. So, whoa, we reached $100,000, Gary, I know. Amazing. So much generosity. Thank you. If you're able to help us at $500 or any other amount, please do so. And you're not only supporting the garden, but Chinese history and traditions alongside it. The ponds, the trees, the flowers, the art, all set along a winding path that unfolds as you walk through. Celine Strinsky, thank you, Celine. We're so grateful. As you walk through that are built. And Celine, that was a phone call that came in, which means that you were calling our party support. We're so grateful. Thousands of years of Chinese history. And in it, you learn the philosophies and traditions and ways of life of the Chinese people who are part of our broader community as we have this special relationship. So your support tonight ensures that the garden remains a place where everyone can experience Chinese culture and learn from it. And I see so many people are helping us at $500. So thank you. And if you're able to help us with any amount, and Carol and Jack and Rose, thank you. And we're so grateful to all of you who are helping us. As Gary pointed out in the chat, we are over $100,000, which is really great. I want to thank Howard and Wendy Liebrich and the Family Fund of the Oregon Jewish Community Foundation. Marvin and Abby Dawson, thank you so much. And Portland Nursery, thank you, all helping us with $500. They're coming in so fast. We want to thank, one other thing is that the Friends, the Scholars Society, recognizes all donors who are giving at levels above $1,000, and gifts are cumulative. Oh, I'm supposed to remind you of this. So if you just gave $1,000, $500, if you just gave $500 and you're really hoping to be part of our Scholars Society, you can make a second $500 gift and increase to the Scholars Society or any other combination of giving at any time that feels right to you. So consider doing that if that feels right. And more people are helping us with $500. Beneficial State Bank, Marion and Brian Jones, thank you so much. Here, people are helping us. Gerald Christensen, Marty and Bill Hall, thank you. Jim Blum, thank you. Charlene Rogers, we are so grateful. Patricia Carney, thank you. And Lenora Coe, wow, thank you so much. And Lulela, thank you. And oh my gosh, so many people. I have to keep thanking these people. Allison Murdoch, Murdrick, in honor of the dedicated staff and volunteers at the garden, thank you. Christina Templar Leitz, thank you. And Quinlan Porter, thank you. Helen and Stephen Ying, we are so grateful. Okay, so much generosity. We are over 100, we're just about $105,000. Our goal is so close. we have to go on to our next level of $250. And if you can help us with $250 tonight, you can scroll down and do it right on your screen, or again, you can text LANSU, one word, LANSU, to 44321 to make it so easy, right on your phone. And if you've already given, you can so easily give again right on your phone. And if you're like wondering, like, what's it feel like to give right on my screen or right on my phone? You just want to see the two different experiences. Well, we encourage you to do that by all means, but just try it out. The Lansu Chinese Garden is so important for our community. Not only for its beauty or its historical significance, but also for what it stands for. A place to gather with one another, to be with family, to rest. Something that I'm having a hard time doing right now because I'm so excited. To find joy, to find calm and a little bit of peace. And I don't know about all of you, but at times like these, it does fill me with hope. It's a place to go and find hope, and that is something that is so valuable in our world right now. Your contributions ensure that we nurture this peace and keep it open and accessible to everyone. So, Irene, thank you. That is our entire match. That means that all $25,000 and another anonymous person, thank you, thank you. We are so, so grateful. And to Ann Nato Campbell for your incredible encouragement, thank you. We are going to take you up on that $25,000. We are so grateful. And to anyone who's able to help us at $250, and so many people are right now. So, Dorothy Plummer, thank you so much. And Oscar H. and Mary S. Mayer, thank you. Phyllis and Warren Oster in memory of Mickey Nato, thank you. And Elizabeth Cairns, thank you. Juliana Shalhone in memory of John Pine, thank you so much. And Howard and Wendy Liebrich, giving again. I see what you were trying to experience, both different ways of giving. We strongly encourage that. Thank you. To Joanne Wakeland, thank you so very, very much. To Jill Aber, thank you. Kathy and Edwin Chin, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. To our board secretary, Ted Johnson. Ted, thank you so much. William and Sandra Bennett, thank you. We so appreciate. Andrew Singer, thank you. Bruce W. Garnsey Jr., thank you, Bruce. To Pamela Higgins, thank you. And Linda Mantle, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, there's still people. Okay, an anonymous gift, thank you so much. And Sharon, I can see these things happening. Sharon Higgins and Peggy Jo Bronson, thank you. Christine Bourdet, thank you. And Lisa, our membership and development manager, Lisa, it is such a privilege to be, thank you, to be here with you. You're so kind. Darcy Spar, thank you. Leslie Bevan, thank you so much. Katie Hill, thank you. Rose Mackey, thank you. And Theodore N. Foss, thank you. All of these gifts. And we are now at almost $108,000. We are so close to our goal, and it is because of all of your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just, as Wendy is putting in the chat, we salute all of your incredible generosity. If you can help us with $100, if you can make a donation of $100, use the donation button on the bottom of the screen. Text LANSU to 44321. Either way works just great. Call and make it. And we want to watch those gifts come in and see the power of our community coming all together on this beautiful midsummer night. Please help me cheer in the chat. You can cheer on people as they give and celebrate. Yeah, right there in the chat. It's so easy to do. And if you're able to help us with $100, we would be so, so grateful. And whoa, okay, people are helping. So Jennifer Lee has started us off with $100 in memory of her mother, Frances. Jennifer, thank you, and for sharing your mother's words and story earlier. We're so grateful. Daniel Barbado, our board treasurer, thank you. Whoa, we've got anonymous gifts. Okay, people, you can give anonymously. That is totally fine. You can give any way you want. All kinds of anonymous gifts are greatly welcome. Terry, thank you so much. And Robert Striven, thank you. Teresa Waller, thank you. And we want to thank Terry Taylor. Again, thank you. Robert Frazier, in memory of Francis Lee, thank you so very, very much. Michael Bamberg, in memory of Elizabeth Chaw Smith and Doug Smith, we are so grateful. Elizabeth Palmy Kershaw, in memory of her mother, Elizabeth Chaw Smith, thank you. Carol McDonald, Robin Kerr and Peter Devry, Pat Sullivan, Gertrude Burstein, and Jackson and Sherry Chan, and John Noren, Susan, we are so grateful grateful to Susan Pryor in memory of Marsha Weinstein. Thank you so much, Susan. And Paige Powell in honor of her mother. Oh, in honor of her mother, Hong Mots. Thank you so much, Paige. Gina and John Connolly, thank you. Wing Choi, we are so grateful. Alexandra Albertine, thank you. Dale and Sally Archibald, Suzanne Silverstein, and so many people are helping us right now. Look at what's happening. Amazing things. Leatrice Kaplan, Dorothy Plummer, giving again. Thank you, Dorothy. You're proving that this works well multiple times. Dan Scotch Mills in memory of Yvonne Lapointe Bourgeois, thank you. And Taiwan Glass USA Sales Corp, we are so grateful. Connie Gist, thank you. Michael and Susan Mueller, thank you. Franklin and Sherry Kwan, we're so grateful. I will continue to thank people as long as this amazing generosity keeps pouring in. We don't stop. This is wonderful. Joan Myers, thank you. Anonymous people are helping. Nancy Hartline and Jim Hangerman. Ann Taylor. Diane Ma in memory of her late husband, Charles Wu. Diane, thank you so much. Ava Lazarus, Elizabeth Shepard, Christine and George Arnes, Harriet Hatch, Michael Babbitt, and Ellen Bartholomew, staff member Gary, I wish you were feeding me right now, but I am so grateful for your generosity. You are so, so kind. It's so lovely to see you. Alan and Madeline Olson, Priscilla Carlson, Rodney and Sandy Page, Christina Pell, Gladys Rowe, thank you. Marlene Apland, Linda, thank you. Linda Kosbeck, Florence Rocks, Jill Morby, Gretchen Barnes. People are just pouring in the gifts. This is amazing. Thank you so much. To Lydia Villegas, Judy Lyons, Tanya Booker, Beverly and Richard North, Lisa. There's this, you can see when I'm looking over here because I can see all the things. Anna, thank you so much. Janice Johnson, Claudia Lashley, Juliette Levy, Brian Fariso, Barbara Gottschalk. More people are helping us. Peter, thank you so much. We're so grateful to Karen and Jill. Thank you. Yes. And to Anna Marty, Julie Corey, John Noren, Lori Stegman, Janice Kaepernick. Thank you. Valerie and Frank Castle. Thank you to Stephanie Bennett and Anna. Yes, we saw you. Adrian D. and Bernadette Janet are helping again. Lula Nelson, Jane DeMarco, thank you, Jane, our previous executive director, C. Bennett Schoen, John and Jacqueline Loomis, and Peter Loomis in honor of Janet Locke. We are so grateful. Ava Lazarus, Karen, Looper, and Anna. Yes, Anna again. Anna, oh my goodness. And Peter Gray, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I encourage all of you to give every and any amount because our goal is moments. It's just right there. And yes, right back to you, Jane, exactly. And remember, you can scroll down, and I can tell that you've all found ways to give, but just in case you're wondering, right at the bottom of your screen, scroll down, you can find ways there, or send a text message, LANSU, to 44321. If you'd like to help us with $50 or $25 or $21 as we celebrate our 21st birthday here at the anniversary. Sorry, right? It's Elizabeth says it's an anniversary. Our 21st anniversary, and help preserve LANSU for you, for your community, for our future. Every dollar makes a difference. And I challenge every one of you who is watching right now to give any amount so that we can have 100% participation in our moment of giving. And we would love to get every one of you to donate. So whatever makes sense for you, we would be so, so grateful. And oh my gosh, more people. Marge Nelson. Oh my goodness. Marge, we will take your phone call anytime at $2,500. Thank you so very, very much. We are so grateful. Okay, more people are helping us because I can see you're listening to the things that I'm saying. I guess that's what happens. Cheryl Weir and Sandra Hungett and Jean Barbado, Barbara Mills, Linda Hansen, Stephanie McLaughlin, Eleanor A. Carey, Yeezy Richard Wang, Kim Kono and Randall Choi, William Berger, Paul Slupsky, Karen Chen, Janet Gott Sanderson, Marjorie Bontage, Bonnie and William Starkey. There's gifts that are just flowing in so fast. We are so grateful. To Curtis Hogland, Rebecca and James Settlemeyer, thank you. Bernadette Janet and Adrian D. Trisha Lewis, J.M. Hool, Trina Hing, thank you so. Jim Mockford, we are so grateful for your phone call in memory of Francis Lee. Thank you for calling us. We are so grateful, Jim. To Trisha Lewis and J.M. Hewell and Trina Hing, Robert Wolf, thank you. And thank you so much. And Roberta Wolf and Shirley Morrow, William Waddle, Deborah Buchanan, Jacqueline Peterson Loomis, in memory of longtime volunteer Kim and Jimmy Louie. We are so grateful. Wendy Tanada, thank you. Henry Cupper, Judith Thomas Schneider, Michelle Mersak, Ram Soman, G. Enfijan, Charlotte Rubin, Della Knox-Bennett, Gerald Blauer, Francis Davison, Allison Murdoch, so many people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so grateful. DJ Peterson, Dennis and Donna, thank you so much for your wider. Sandy Polshuk, Suzanne Mass, Cynthia Hudson, so many people. Such an amazing community of people gathered together to support this garden. It is truly a garden for our whole community. Gordon Olson, in honor of Ruan Ji for day and night. Thank you, Gordon. Janet and John Dale. Thank you, Carol Link, Nancy Davis. Thank you, Craig Gabriel and Deborah Edward. We are so grateful. Thank you to Gail Buck. Thank you, Deborah Rem, M. Susan Dean, Catherine Albert, Barbara Haga, Leanne Gautier, in honor of Fullerton's 52nd wedding anniversary. Congratulations on 52 years. That is truly impressive. I'm going to talk to my wife this evening, and we'll keep getting there. Linda Rickert, thank you. An anonymous person in memory of Lau, thank you. Frank Herbert, Emily Anderson, Laura Mesmer-Smith-Galvin. Laura, did I say that? I think I did that right. Thank you so much for your gift. Gina Garth, Nora Paul, Sigrid Kellenter, Donna Noonan, Cheryl Howard, Mark Schoenberg, in honor of Marjorie Krasnin Schoenberg. We are so grateful. Thank you to Carol and Kurt Leitner and Ann Gutwein, Emily Schneider, Gail Pasternak, Kathleen Broussard, in honor of Dave Carter. Thank you, Kathleen. Jennifer List, David Dowell, our Director of Visitor Services, Rebecca Mackey. Rebecca, thank you so, so much. Joji Yoshimura, Jane Williams, Cortland Smith, so many people. And we are over our goal of $110,000. By the way, I hope you're noticing we're at 111. Amazing. Chris Cooper, Karina Lawson-Williams, Dale Rhodes, thank you so much. And Anna Jackson, so many people are helping us. Michael Palazzo, Carol Rafe Steck, Jack K. Hawley, Jill Morby, thank you so much. Della Knox-Bennett, we are so, so grateful for your generosity. Diana Boss, thank you. Althea Lee Jordan, Jill James, Zhao Zong Mi, thank you so, so much. And Wendy Tanada, again, thank you so much. Jim Mockingford, in memory of Francis Lee. Francis, such a huge, huge part of the soul of this community. Sally Woolley, thank you, thank you. We are at $111,717. You are all so, so incredible. Thank you for your support, for your endless support and generosity. We are so grateful for all of your beautiful giving. You can continue. You don't have to stop. And if you want, we want to share our thanks with you. And so I would like to bring our Lansu board chair, or board member, and Under the Moonlight committee member to our virtual stage. Would you please welcome Hong Mots. Hong, thank you so much for being here, and thank you all. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Hong Mots. I'm a board director and Under the Moonlight committee member of Lansu Chinese Garden. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I want to thank you for your wonderful support for the Lansu Chinese Garden over the years. And your wonderful support has made our programming running and has made the garden thriving. So thank you very much. I would be amiss without mentioning our wonderful sponsors for tonight's programming. They're important partners of our Lansu Chinese Garden. Our silver sponsors, Davis Wright Tremaine, DWT and Stephen Ledoux have helped Lansu Chinese Garden through their care and legal work for many years. And our bank, First Interstate Bank, Lansu's longtime supporter. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our bronze sponsors, the Blanchet House, our neighbor down the street. Their staff enjoy a break in the garden, and their residents come to the garden for a place to escape and take in the joy of life. And our other bronze sponsors, Swinnerton, our newest supporter, great neighbor, and friend to the garden. Last but not least, the Pacific Power, a supporter of Lansu Chinese Garden and the cleaner future. First, I would like to give a special thank you to our long-term friend and supporter, Northwest Natural. They donated the land Lansu was built on 21 years ago. They have been a steadfast supporter ever since. I would also like to offer a special thank you to Bartlett Tree Experts, who has been supporting Lansu Chinese Garden over the years by sharing their expertise in tree, plant care, and also management. Lyle Philmeyer, Clackamas local manager, joins us here to share a few words.
Congratulations to the Lansu Chinese Garden on this 21st anniversary. I'm standing underneath the Scholar Japanese maple here in the Scholar Room, and I just appreciate its structure. And I love the Japanese maple because of its seasonal decorations. You have the structure and the sculpture of the tree, and then you get a seasonal change through the spring leaves, summer leaves, fall leaves, and then that winter silhouette. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lyle. I also want to thank our board of directors of Lansu Chinese Garden who have all donated to this occasion. On behalf of Lansu Chinese Garden, I would like to thank you again for tuning in tonight. We are really grateful to your support over the years. We want to thank our incredible sponsors, our friends, our supporters, all of you for supporting the Lansu Chinese Garden. We couldn't have done it without your wonderful support. Thank you.
Thank you, Hong. And I just want to say that so I mentioned earlier that we might have a goal of $110,000. And I have been informed that we have a goal of $115,000, which we are so close to reaching because another donor, Agnieszka Falrozny, helped us as Hong was sharing those words of thanks at $250, which means we are only $3,000 away, just almost exactly $3,000 away from reaching $115,000. And if you can help us with any part of that, we would be so grateful. And Jan, thank you so very, very much, helping us with $500, which means we are only $2,500 away from that $115,000 goal. And I also just want to give a very special thank you to Hands On Medicine for their support as a gold sponsor. Hands On Medicine has been a great supporter of Lansu for many years. Their mission is to make health accessible and sustainable for families living in North and Northeast Portland. It's about quality of life. And we have to say a big thank you to the University of Oregon for supporting Under the Moonlight as a bronze sponsor and for the opportunity to have Brittany, Lansu's intern, here this summer to work with the membership staff. So thank you so much to the University of Oregon. We have so much love. We really want to send love to tonight's sponsors. We could not do it without you. The Lansu team and to all of you who are here with us making this possible. It is so inspiring. And I hear that the phone is ringing right now. And I'm wondering if somebody is on the phone wanting to get us all the way to $115,000. If anybody wants to help us, there is an anonymous person helping us with another $50. Which means we're at 100, we need like $2,000 and a little bit more. And I can see that some people are helping us. And if you would like to give one more time, we will graciously acknowledge you. Or if you want to be anonymous, that's okay too. We are so grateful to everyone who is helping us right now with all of your generosity. And on the phone, we are so grateful to you and to everyone who's joined us in the chat. Vanessa and Lisa, it's so great to see you again. And Raymond, thank you so very much. To everyone who has made tonight such a wonderful and exciting evening, and to all of you who have helped us to raise these critical funds to continue this place of hope and peace and beauty. And Elizabeth is on the phone right now. Thank you, Elizabeth Mithorn. We are so grateful for anything. I know she's probably on the phone and trying to talk to our party supporters. And she's like, Ian, just be quiet. I'm trying to make a contribution here. Thank you all so very much for all of your support of the Lansu Chinese Garden. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you for your donation. Elizabeth, we are so grateful to everyone for helping us. And at $112,536, I just want to say, if in the coming moments or hours you want to check in and make a contribution, you can do so at any time. And the phone is ringing. I love that you're all calling on the phone. Donors to the Lansu Chinese Garden are the kind of people who like to pick up the phone, go to the garden, and make a call. Well, I don't know if it's appropriate to call while you're in the garden, but maybe it is. I think, Vanessa, you're going to have to let us know what the phone etiquette in the garden is. But I'm going to pause right here because I can see that somebody is literally on the phone with our party support at the moment, and we are so grateful. Yes, Raymond, in the chat, thanking everyone. And Raynette, thank you more than ever to all of you who are helping us this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am going to say, Jan Vreeland, yes, it is so good to see all of you. And thank you to Jane DeMarco. Thank you for everyone for being here and for being so generous. Yes, good. Okay, I'm pausing for a phone call. Thank you to Rebecca and Lisa and Jane, and for being in the chat and for doing all of the fun things with us tonight. We could not do it without you. And soon we will all be together in the garden. We know we will. So thank you to Wendy Tanada and Sally, and again to Jan and anonymous people. Thank you for everyone for this incredible support. One of the greatest parts of gathering tonight is the show of community, which is so deeply intertwined with the virtues of this garden. Showing up for this reunion and in celebration is truly one of the most beautiful acts of humanity, and we are so grateful that you are all here. So, thank you to our production partners who have figured out how to make all of this virtual magic happen, and to continue to make it all work. This live stream broadcast will now live at this same link, so you can come back and view those beautiful images and videos of the garden. And we would love for you to come and visit it as often as you'd like. Share it with your family and friends who perhaps couldn't be here with us this evening, so that they could maybe offer support or just find that peace and calm and hope here at the garden. Before we say our final goodbye tonight, I want to share a Mid-Autumn Festival with all of you. We recently invited the students at Hope Chinese School, which is a local immersion school. Whoa, Cherilita Mason, thank you for your incredible, sorry, I'm gonna tell you what I was about to say, but Cherilita, thank you at $1,000. We are so grateful, which means, and Lynn Rao, thank you, Lynn. We are so grateful. We are so close to that $115,000 for your amazing generosity. Thank you. But we do want to take you to the Hope Chinese School, who came to the garden to celebrate the festival with us. So please enjoy and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Wow. What an amazing, beautiful send-off. And thank you again, all of you, for being here tonight. I am so uplifted and grateful that we could all be here with each other this evening. And if you missed the special performance video collage in our pre-show, please enjoy it in our post-show, and make sure to look out for the trivia. I have to say that we are $1,139 away from that goal of $115,000. And Anna Truxes, thank you for your gift. And Sherlita Mason, thank you. And if you want to stick around and enjoy the post-show and make one final contribution, well, we would be grateful. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you, and we will see you soon in the garden. Good night.